Now this is Bernie Madoff here for the Predatory Lending Network. Now KPMG accountant Scott London was giving insider trading information on his clients to Brian Shaw, a friend and golfing buddy, to help his struggling jewelry store business. Now what do you think about accountants giving insider trading information to their friends that need help?
I don't like it. I think they can give other types of help besides insider trading information.
Now, the FBI is filing criminal charges against Scott London, the accountant, but not against Brian Shaw, his friend and jewelry store owner. Now, what do you think about that?
That's not fair. When this happened years ago to Martha Stewart as a recipient of inside trader information, she had to go to jail, she had to go to prison. Why can't Brian Shaw also pay for this?
Do you think maybe it's simply because Martha Stewart was more of a high profile and a simple jewelry store owner, they're letting him get away with this?
Of course, but she set the example. We need to hold everyone accountable, not just high-profile celebrities.
Now, do you think insider trading is wrong? And do you think insider trading is wrong? And should charges be filed against Brian Shaw, his golfing buddy?
I don't think it's wrong if that inside trading information is given to everyone. Then it will no longer be inside trading information. It'll be public information.
Now, some CEOs have been talking about putting out their public information on sites like Twitter and Facebook and stuff like that as a way to disseminate information. But only 12% of people on the internet use such sites as Facebook and Twitter. Do you think that's a way for companies to hide their information if they disseminate it on things like Facebook and Twitter?
Well, it's a good start. I mean, you know, you could argue that if they published it in newspapers, only those people who subscribe to the newspapers would get that information. They should be using all kinds of channels in order to communicate their information to the public.
Now, you're from, what is it, the 24th century? You've been doing some time travel throughout the galaxy.
23rd century.
23rd century, so you get around a bit. Now you're in the 21st century. How are things done in the future? How should we look to disseminate information in the future?
Well, there's no insider trading in the 21st century. In fact, there's no such things as stocks or bonds or anything like that. In the 21st or the 23rd century, efforts are just made to make sure everyone's needs are met, and there's no need to invest in any vehicles to try to make a profit.
So in closing, is there any last minute things you'd like to say for folks throughout the galaxy?
Yes, I would. Live long and prosper.
So in closing, this is Bernie Madoff from the Predatory Lending Network signing out. This is Bernie Madoff from the Predatory Lending Network coming to you because the KPMG accountant Scott London was giving insider trading information from his clients to Brian Shaw, a friend and golfing buddy, to help with his struggling jewelry store business. Now, what do you think about accountants giving insider trading information to help their friends if they need help?
Well, I think that if it's insider information, they shouldn't be giving it out. It should be private, and if they really need it, then they should be going and figuring out how to do it themselves.
Now, the FBI is filing criminal charges against Scott London, the accountant, but not against Brian Shaw, the jewelry store owner. Now, what do you think about that?
I'm sorry, can you say that one more time?
The FBI is filing criminal charges against Scott London, the accountant, but not against Brian Shaw, the friend and jewelry store owner. What do you think about that?
I think that if one of them is going to get in trouble for any of it, both of them should, because both of them took part in it. It shouldn't just be one of them that goes down for it.
Now, do you think insider trading is wrong, and should charges be filed against his golfing buddy?
I think, yeah, it's wrong, and charges should be done against him.
Now, there was someone mentioned that Martha Stewart had charges filed against her because she received information, but no charges were filed against the smaller jewelry store owner. Do you think there's a two-tier standard? You know, if you make a lot of money, like Martha Stewart, you know, versus this little guy who only made like $5,000, do you think there's a double standard in this?
Yeah, I think that just because somebody makes more money doesn't mean that they should be the only ones that get charges against them. If you do something wrong, then automatically you should get it marked against you.
So in closing, is there any last minute things you'd like to say?
Just that you shouldn't do things that are wrong. If you're going to get insider information, you need to make sure that you do it correctly and that you're not going to do something that's illegal.
Okay, so in closing, this is Bernie Madoff from the Predatory Lending Network talking to you. This is Bernie Madoff from the Predatory Lending Network coming to you because KPMG accountant Scott London was giving insider trading information to... This is Bernie Madoff from the Predatory Lending Network. Coming to you because KPMG accountant Scott London was giving insider trading information on his clients to Brian Shaw, a friend and golfing buddy, to help with his struggling jewelry store business. Now, do you think it's okay for accountants to give insider trading information to their friends just to help them out?
As long as the friend profits, absolutely.
Now, the FBI is filing criminal charges against Scott London, the accountant, but not against Brian Shaw, the jewelry store owner. Now, what do you think about that?
He's a nerve herder, so he does need to be vaporized.
Now, do you think insider trading is wrong, and should charges be filed against Brian Shaw, the golfing buddy?
No comment on that, because the Emperor may force choke me.
Now, what kind of other illegal activities do they have in the Empire, to help the folks prosper in the evil Empire?
They are using Ewoks for sweatshops, but you didn't hear that from me.
Now, I know bounty hunters have been, taking some business from the stormtroopers and stuff. How is your feelings towards the bounty hunters taking business away from the stormtroopers such as yourself?
I don't like it.
So in closing, this is taxes from the... Well, is there any last minute things you'd like to say?
Still looking for those droids, and these ain't the droids I'm looking for. Move along. Move along.
Okay, so in closing, this is Bernie Madoff from the Predatory Lending Network, signing out. Okay, this is Bernie Madoff from the Predatory Lending Network coming to you because KPMG accountant Scott London was giving insider trading information on his clients to Brian Shaw, a friend and golfing buddy, to help his struggling jewelry store business. Now, what do you think about accountants giving insider trading information to their friends that need help?
Everybody needs help.
Now, the FBI is filing criminal charges against Scott London, the accountant, but not against Brian Shaw, the jewelry store owner. Now, what do you think about that?
Somebody gets theirs, other people don't.
Now, do you think insider trading is wrong? Now, do you think insider trading is wrong, and should charges be filed against Brian Shaw, the friend and golfing buddy?
Most definitely.
So, in closing, is there any last-minute things you'd like to say to the folks throughout Gotham City and the rest of the galaxy?
Better watch out, drug lords. I'm coming after you.
So, in closing, this is Bernie Madoff from the Predatory Lending Network talking to you.